Today's Woman is brought to you by
Gino Pomo Tomato Mix.
Cakes are sweet, cakes are baked in tins, but in the hands of my guest this week, cakes are transformed into luxury, innovative, bespoke, edible art. Hi everyone, and welcome to your favorite Sunday afternoon inspirational show on TV3, the Today's Woman Show. I am Audrey Salome, your host, and I hope you're just as excited as I am to hear our star guest story today. Woman to woman, let's get it all started with my 2 cents on the subject, sweet courage. The story of women who take risks to turn hobbies into thriving businesses. Now, courage comes in many forms. For some, it is stepping onto a global stage. For others, it is daring to turn a quiet passion into a thriving enterprise, and I know something about that. Sweet courage is a story of women who take risks, who bake, cook, stitch, paint, design, write, create, not just for fun, but with a vision to build something bigger than themselves. It is the courage to hear the whispers of doubt and still press forward. The courage to turn a hobby into a livelihood. The courage to believe that what your hands can do is worthy of the world's attention. Every thriving business we see today began with one woman's act of sweet courage. And it is through their stories that we're reminded, risk, when paired with passion, can birth legacies. Before we go for our first commercial break, a huge shout out to Gino Tomato Mix, Jollof Mix, Onion and Pepper Mix, and Esso Aesthetics, our sponsors. Welcome back. The Today's Woman Show is brought to you by courtesy of Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Pepper and Onion Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, Gino truly cares. And it's always a shout out to my glam squad, Esso Aesthetics. Today we're talking all things Sweetintins. My guest has taken cake making to extraordinary heights. An innovative confectioner, she is known for transforming the most complex cake inspirations into edible works of art. From Ghana to the world stage, she is proving that with vision, passion, and skill, even sugar and flour can become showstoppers. Take a look.
Deborah Dzifa Adjei Tawiah is a Ghanaian entrepreneur and confectionery innovator, celebrated as the founder and CEO of Sweetintins Couture Cakes, a company renowned for its luxury, bespoke, and artistic creations. Known for transforming the most intricate cake inspirations into edible showstoppers, she has built a brand that reflects creativity, precision, and global ambition. Beyond her entrepreneurial pursuits, Dzifa is also a brand development and business intelligence consultant, bringing sharp business acumen to her artistry. She holds a BA in political science with information studies from the University of Ghana and an MSc in business decision management from Coventry University, UK. With her bold vision and relentless passion, Dzifa is redefining what it means to be a confectioner in Africa. From Accra to the world, her work stands as proof that cakes are not just desserts. They are symbols of artistry, empowerment, and limitless possibility.
My dear viewers, the talented and trailblazing Deborah Dzifa Adjei Tawiah. So I just added the Deborah for a bit of effect, okay? Thank you. Welcome to the show. Have a seat. So I must admit that I'm probably your number one person who wants to hear your story today.
Oh, wow.
So, because I mean, as I mentioned earlier to you, I'm a fan of yours, follow you on Instagram. I mean, I just can't imagine how you put things together. Now, it obviously started Sweetintins.
Yes.
Please tell us a bit of the story, how we came about the name, how cake became a business.
Okay, so I've always baked. My mom used to bake growing up, and so she taught me the basics of how to mix or cream eggs and butter and sugar and make a basic cake. And as time went on, it's something that I've always had in my back pocket as a skill. So anytime any of my friends were having a birthday or anything, I'll just make a cake. Christmas time, make cakes and gift to people. And so when I went to England to do my master's degree, I had an e-commerce assignment to create an online business that had no physical location. So then I thought, a cake shop that was wholly online. So I wanted a name that was quintessentially Ghanaian, but that like a Brit could pronounce, and that made sense. And so I thought, cakes are sweet and they are baked in tins.
So
Sweetintins. And
Wow,
that's
interesting.
how the name.
So you spoke that you went off to England to do a master's. What did you study? What's your background?
So I did my first degree. I went to the University of Ghana, Legon. I studied political science and information studies. But in secondary school, my dream was to study architecture. So I did elective maths, geography, hoping to do
Architecture.
7
years of your life in school.
Exactly.
Not to say the architects are not worth it, sorry. Yes.
Yeah, but then I did my national service with a company called Alouette, and they do image consulting as a way of marketing.
She was my guest many years ago.
Oh,
here.
wow, yes, Auntie
Yes,
Mabel.
Yes.
And they got me into image and branding and all that. So then I thought, why don't I do my master's in corporate communication and reputation management? Because sort of doing that sort of sparked my interest in image
brand
and
building.
branding. Yes. So I started researching different emerging business areas, and then I got into business intelligence. I stumbled upon business intelligence, and I decided, okay, that's something new. It's a skill set that I can apply in different industries. So I decided to do an MSc in business intelligence.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So behind all the hard work, there's also brain matter. You know what I mean? People think that once you're baking cakes, then you probably finish school and probably SHS or something like that, and that you just went into a vocational training.
Yeah.
But you have an MSc.
Yeah.
So when you came back to Ghana, did you straight away start Sweetintins?
No, actually, I stayed in England for a while. After I finished school, I got a job, was working with IBM as a finance analyst, and I met my husband when I came to Ghana one Christmas for holidays, and one thing led to another. I relocated to Ghana, got married, and then when we got married, my husband was always like, he always kept saying that he didn't think I was meant to be in the corporate world.
Wow.
He always said he thought I was too free-spirited.
You were creative at heart.
Exactly, to be sort of
Boxed
stuck
in.
behind a desk doing a 9 to 5. And so he was like, he thinks I should bake. And when he said it, I mentioned in passing to my mom that this is what Nana J thinks. What do you think? She's like, no, daughter of mine is going to become a cake maker. And I said, oh, mommy. She was like, no, okay, but it is cool. You know, like, no. Because both my parents are doctors.
Oh,
Yeah, both my parents are doctors, and my brother is an engineer as well. So it's like everybody in my family tends
It's
to...
a professional.
Exactly. And so if I alone say I want to bake cakes, it's like I'm almost like the black sheep.
Don't worry. I think we have similar lives, because my mother professional as well, father professional. My mother's actually Ghana's first female chartered accountant.
Wow.
And it was unheard of that I should do what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But then again, God directs paths.
Exactly.
And how old is Sweetintins?
Sweetintins is almost 17 years old.
Do you remember the very first innovative cake you baked?
The very first innovative cake I made was actually for Nanoye Bampo Ado, her chandelier
That's
cake.
what it is.
That was the very first one
so
I made.
So initially you were just baking regular, like everybody else.
Yes.
Doing celebratory cakes.
Yeah.
That's what you were doing.
Yes.
So did she come to you with the idea, or were you the one who decided you wanted to take this a notch higher?
So it was quite interesting because she had been ordering cakes from me for a while at that point, and was the fresh fruit cake with the strawberries and all the different fruits, and then the wafer sticks around it. That was like my signature style.
Okay.
That's what I did for the longest time. And then her 50th rolled around and she was like, Dzifa, what can we do that's different? And then I was like, I don't know. So I was thinking about it, and then I said, okay, a hanging cake, but a hanging cake from a chandelier. Like actually hanging from the chandelier.
Gee whiz.
And I remember when I said it, I actually like pitched the idea to my husband, and he was like,
What does he do?
he's a pharmacist.
Okay, so he's not even an engineer or anything like
No.
that. Okay.
He's a pharmacist, and he was like, no. He said, this is a potential disgrace waiting to happen. And he's like, but you haven't done it before. What makes you think you can do it? And at that point, I hadn't done anything mechanical. I hadn't done anything hanging. But I was like, no, I mean, think about it. Cake is soft. If you build a support structure that can support the weight of the cake, and the lighting system of the chandelier is connected to the lighting system, and then you have something that is steady enough to hold the chandelier up there, you're good to go.
Hey, you're bold. Did you have to consult any engineers?
No, I mean, I'm one of those people, I think I'm wired to think very critically about everything. So I just sat down and I eliminated the risks. So one of the things that I learned, or one of the modules in my master's program, was risk management, and learning how to
Mitigate.
and minimize risks, because there's risk in everything, inherent risk in everything. So it's really about minimizing. It's like, okay, what are the risks? The cake falling, the cake coming apart, the whole chandelier falling, the lighting system not working, and then gradually, step by step, eliminating or minimizing
The risks
yes,
that
the
would make those come
percentages.
about.
Exactly. So once I did that, I actually called a welder around, and I said, okay, I need you to do this, that. He didn't know it was for a cake, because I felt that anybody I pitched my idea to at that time
Would have shut it down.
Yes. So I said,
Would
I'm not going to
discourage
tell
you.
anybody anything. I'm just going to tell them to do what I need them to do, and then I'll make it work myself. So I remember the day before, my husband was like, hey, it's not too late to put the cake on the table. Oh. And I said, no. I mean, I promised her
It
cake
would
was
come
going to hang
from a chandelier.
And so she was like, oh, Dzifa, I have full confidence in you. So we did it, and it worked, and it went viral, and everybody was talking about it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's like that's how I first heard of Sweetintins. In fact, I couldn't even, the way your name comes, it's all one word on social media. So I was like, Sweetintins. I mean, it was a bit of a mouthful.
Yeah.
Until once, Auntie Sally of Dream Desserts, I was talking, I said, oh, it's Sweetintins. You know, 'cause she's a good friend of mine. So anyway, would you say that it broke the internet? Would you say that catapulted you to the fame that you have today?
I mean, it's one of the factors. I mean, since I've done a lot of cakes for a lot of celebrities.
Many.
And so, yes, but I think the next one that I did was for Dzifa Adjei.
Okay.
And Tracy said she saw me when I did Auntie Nanoye's
cake.
chandelier cake. So, yeah.
What did you do for Dzifa Adjei?
His wedding cake.
Oh, wow. And what was it?
It was that was the first ever descending wedding cake that we did.
I saw one that you recently done for a lady who had a baby store.
Yes, Amalina.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, all of that, and all the dresses, the clothes, the dummies, it was cake.
No.
Oh, they weren't cake.
I mean, it's possible to do that, but we're looking at the number of guests they were expecting, because you have to sort of manage that. You don't want to finish a project and at the end you'll have so much cake left over. And they were also, it's also part of the setup, as it were. So you want something that people could come in and take photos in. It's part of the experience. So people enter into the enclosure and then they sort of feel like they're in this baby shop, because that's her baby shop, essentially. We try to recreate it, but then, because she was also celebrating the 40th anniversary of her brand, as well as her 70th birthday. So we wanted to bring
it all in together.
Yes, and so that's why.
So do people come with you with fancy ideas?
They sometimes
most of the
do.
time.
Yeah.
And are you able to execute, or you'll tell some people, this we can't do, or we can do this?
I mean, I've never said never.
No.
Once I said no to somebody who wanted a snake.
Hey.
Yeah. I said no.
Well, that was your pet. Were they trying to recreate their pet?
I think the person's nickname was Machiavelli.
Okay.
So it's sort of very sinister, that sort of
dark art.
Exactly.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I was like, no, I can't do that. But I mean, for most of my clients, the first conversation, or the starting point of the conversation is, I want you to do something for me you haven't done for anybody before.
Oh, wow. Yes,
So
we all want to, everybody wants to be different.
Well, there are some people who come and they say, I want this same exact cake. And we don't do that. We don't reproduce, we don't replicate our cakes or other people's cakes. So that's sometimes where the challenge is, because
you're always having to think.
You're always having to think. And a lot of Ghanaians are used to saying, okay, you have A, B, C as an option. I remember the first time I did a sketch for a client, she was like, no, she wants to see a picture. And I was like, no, it doesn't exist.
She wants a rendering. You should have done the architecture. You'd have given her the rendering.
Yes. And now with AI.
Yes, you're able to do that.
Yes, we're able to.
Now, your cake, your style is described as luxury, innovative, bespoke, edible art.
Yes.
What does that mean to you?
I've always sought to use the best of the best. For instance, anytime I travel, I look for, distinctive flavor variations, things that are very unusual, or like spices and different sort of ingredients, really, that sort of will enable me, because the baseline for me is a nice, delicious cake. That is, no matter how beautifully we decorate it, it has
the content.
Yes, I want the content. And I realized that to have that, we need to start with quality ingredients. And butter and sugar and all these things come in grades.
Do you use butter or margarine to bake?
Butter.
Okay.
Aside from my personal preference of butter, my mom is a doctor, so even if I wanted to, like, she's so fussy in terms of, what I do. Like, she's literally quality control for the shop.
So she comes in, she's
she's
retired now, or she's still practicing?
No, she's still practicing.
Interesting.
3 days a week, yeah.
Okay.
But she'll come into the shop, then she'll look. She's like, why are you using this? Okay, what's this? Even today, she came into the shop and found rose petals. I bought rose petals in Dubai that I infuse.
Okay, to get rose water.
Yes. And I also use rose water, but to have that added
intense flavor.
Yes. So then she's like, oh, what's this? What's that? What's that? And then she's always like, oh, last time I came here, this wasn't here. And so she always sort of keeps me on my toes and makes sure that I'm able to sort of stay on top of trends, and especially in terms of health. So I've actually had to take out red velvet from my menu.
Why?
Because,
the coloring?
Yes, the artificial coloring. I mean, the research out there is so compelling.
But Ghanaians love red velvet.
So, I mean, and that's what I realized. For me, you can get red velvet from virtually every bakery. So if I don't supply
It doesn't matter. Somebody else will.
somebody else will. But for my conscience and
And for what
knowing-
you stand for.
exactly,
You don't make any excuses for
Exactly.
it, which is a very... What would you say has been the most difficult cake that you've baked so far?
I think every cake.
How long does it take production for a cake like the one I just mentioned you did?
Months.
Months.
Yeah. Months.
Interesting.
Because there are certain elements, especially if it's something that we're building. You see, I design
Okay.
and I conceptualize.
And then somebody executes.
And I execute with the team. So
Okay.
that's, for instance, last week, I had a client who confirmed an order like 3 days to the time. Yes. 3 days to the time. And their cake was extremely complicated because we had to build a 3-dimensional diamond. The diamond had to open.
I saw that.
Yes. And then the cake initially was supposed to, the diamond was supposed to be up in the ceiling and come down and open. And the cake come out. But then it was taking us too long to fabricate a diamond that was big enough. So then I took an executive decision to split the cake in half and let half of it descend out.
And then
The other half come. Like, you see, so these are the sort of issues that, because I understand the design and I understand what I'm sort of trying to achieve, the clients wanted a wow factor. So however that plays out, they trusted my judgment. The client's initial thought was that the cake was going to descend from wherever. They didn't know it was going to open.
they knew nothing. So it was a surprise. So
was
do
a
you keep that
surprise.
element of surprise?
I
from the
try
look?
to. I try to. Even if I don't, there's always an additional surprise element that I add that the client, because
He's
you
not
need to be
aware
able
of.
to get like a genuinely happy, sincere wow from the client. But if the client is already anticipating that this is how my cake is going to be, there's no, so it's always that sort of, there's always something like...
When you're present at the events because of all the mechanical stuff.
Yes.
When you see the face, what do you feel? When you see the faces of your clients, when they see that you've been able to execute beyond execute what they came to you for, how do you feel?
I just, like, I feel so accomplished. Because last week, for instance, I barely slept 3 hours on a given day because literally my welder will be working through the night, so he'll call me. This is the problem he's facing. What should he do? Should he continue? Then I'll have to get on the phone with him. The mechanical side, this motor is not working. We need to change it. We can't use battery.
Yes.
So you see, these are the sorts of things. Because I designed it, I understand. Maybe to the layperson, you think that, okay, we can just plug it in and no. But because they don't know the full thing. Because sometimes, like I said, with the first time I worked with the welder on Auntie Nanoye's cake, when they know the full scope of what you are trying to accomplish, it tends and it intimidates them. They don't think
intimidates them. Okay.
it's possible. Like, oh, why don't we do it simpler? But so if you just sort of gradually sort of let them
know
so
what it
on a
is.
need-to-know basis, okay, so you are handling this. So the welder doesn't know that part of the cake is coming down. So he should focus on his parts, which is to build something that can open.
Like every good cake person, confectioner, you go to cake shows.
Yeah.
And I know that you've competed in some global,
Yes.
on the global stage
Yes.
competitions. Tell me about that. Or how did you even get into it in the first place?
So I went for my very first master class in England with a very renowned Australian cake artist, Margie Carter. And she saw my work and she was like, why don't you compete at Cake International? I said, I mean, it's not something that we do. And she was like, no, you compete to get better. and you have a unique perspective. Like a competition like Cake International is unique in the sense that you can't plagiarize. You can't copy somebody's work and present it because the criteria is so high, and the judges are the best of the best globally. World-renowned cake artists, and they actually sort of use a magnifying glass to check the details, and it just elevates your craftsmanship to the level that you end up becoming a better all-round cake artist. And so she was like, she thinks that for where she sees me going, I need to compete to get better. So then the first time I did, and then I did a jollof cake, jollof and chicken in Anasanka.
So literally sugar-crafted rice grains.
Yes, rice grains.
Interesting.
With chicken and papushito on top in Anasanka. I didn't read the competition guidelines and rules well. So when I got to the submission point, something just prompted me to look through again, and I realized that the category that I had entered into had a size restriction of 6 inches. So I had to remove my asanka. So I put the jollof literally on the table, because it was with a board. So I put the jollof on the table with the chicken and the papushito and then the cocoa around it, so it looked like it.
Oh my God.
So then when the judges were going around and they write you like a report and then indicate like their comments, where they think you should improve and things like that. And they had written a pile of food on it.
They didn't understand
it. And that year there were a lot of Nigerian cake makers, and they were all like, wow, you did jollof, how did you do it? Like individual grains, yeah, and had to color them right so that jollof is not it's not uniform, like orange.
There are different hues of orange.
Yeah.
You task yourself, don't you? Do you do this every year? Do you do the cake shows every year?
Apart from when there was COVID and it was postponed. So during COVID, we didn't have Cake International, but every year for the past 5 years. This is the 6th year.
You compete?
Yes.
My goodness. So you're going this year, or you've already been?
No. It's in November.
It's in November.
Yeah.
Oh my God. All the best with that.
Thank you.
But you're so passionate. I mean, I'm just like, did you ever train at all at some point? Apart from your master classes, did you train at all to become a cake baker?
No.
You didn't?
Never.
So this is passion?
Passion.
Do you really
passion.
believe that this is your calling?
When I see the smiles on the faces of my clients, I believe it. And
do your parents finally realize that it was a good decision for you not to become an architect?
I mean, my dad has always been on my...
supportive, on your side.
But my mom now tells people that she's Sweetintins mother. Like literally.
That is
she'll
wonderful.
See somebody and she's like, oh, do you know Sweetintins? That's my daughter.
That's why she's so proud of
she
you.
Is.
And they're only 2. You yourself a mother, I'm sure.
Yes.
Of how many kids?
3.
Oh my God. How old is the oldest?
13.
How are you coping juggling? Because if you're telling me last week you barely got 3 hours of sleep a day.
Yeah.
How are you coping? Because they're in their formative years. How are you coping juggling all of this?
I mean, my support
Your support system
is incredible. My parents, my husband. Like I said, my husband was the one who pushed me. And last week, I was a keynote speaker at the Bakers Conference, and I said something that I realized that if I had met my husband when I did, I'd probably have continued as like having a corporate job and doing...
Yes, exactly.
But he was sort of like the catalyst for me sort of...
Being an entrepreneur.
Yes, and deciding that Sweetintins was what...
It had to be.
It had to be. And, he's always like... Sometimes when I say, okay, I'm taking 2 weeks off, I'm going to stay in bed, he's like, no. Like, a client will call and I'm like, oh, I'm on a break. Then he'd be like...
No breaks.
Like, no breaks. Like, do it. Because he has this thing that he says that opportunities don't come
always. So when it comes.
So when it comes. And he's like, this is a season, you know. It won't always be like this. So when you have it, you have to just sort of seize.
Don't look at a gift horse in the mouth, literally.
Exactly.
Now, many creatives struggle with turning their passion into a sustainable business. How do you think that you've been able to do that? Because you're a creative and I can believe that you're doing good business right now.
Yeah, I mean,
do you have structures in place?
I think having a background in business intelligence has been really great for me, because I learned my production style is very lean. I try to minimize waste in every step of the process. And also because we don't have like a bakery, so essentially Sweetintins is modeled after my business model for my e-commerce class, because it's wholly online. Our studio is only for meetings with clients, but we don't have like a storefront where people.
So you have dummy cakes in your studio, people can come and see, or what do you do?
No, so
your
because
studio is just a meeting place.
Meeting place for tastings and you know, actually designing, because the beginning point of every bespoke cake is to consult with the clients to get to know what their preferences are,
what their looking expectations are, etc.
And so once we get that out of the way, we go on to working on the actual sort of design and mechanical elements of the cake. But I think, so having that sort of background and also having a background in project management has also helped me to be able to sort of create a business model that I think works for me. It may not be everybody's thing, because when I started, like with the fresh fruit cakes and the strawberries, and you know how expensive berries and things like that are. And so from the very beginning, it wasn't really about affordability. It was about having, and having sort of what you'll see in England or America or in a cafe in Paris delivered to you.
I know where you're coming from in terms of that. You're not just looking at the local level.
Yes.
You wanted to make available or create the experience that somebody would get if they were in Europe, America, or somewhere.
Exactly.
In Ghana and at home. And I think you've achieved that pretty much. You know, well done for that. But you have young kids. Do any of them like to come into the kitchen when you're
All
baking?
of them, actually.
Really?
All of them. They, like, every time, it's sort of like a reward. When they behave, then they get to come to the studio
to be with you.
But then it's also like they all have different interests. So my oldest is more into the techie, mechanical aspects, where I do a lot of my design and 3D printing in-house. And so like my oldest, I've gotten him into that. And he's also learning coding and all those things. So he is more into that
side of the business.
My daughter is into quality control and making sure that the cake tastes right and the flavors. And my youngest, he is just like the dreamer. So he can come up with like the most, like, Mommy, how about if you do a cake that is doing this? And sometimes, like, you know, children have such wild imaginations that sometimes I'm like, actually, you're onto something. You know, so
do you bake their birthday? Do you do special things for their birthdays for them?
Yeah.
You do. They always get interesting cakes on their birthdays.
I mean, like, my son is celebrating his birthday on Friday, and I asked him what cake he wants, and then he sat down, he designed it, he told me what flavors. He said, okay, I know he's allowed 3 flavors for a single tier cake, so he's going to choose one, and he'll let each of his siblings choose.
That's so sweet.
And then, so he was like, Mommy, I want this size of cake. She was like, you know what, if you don't have time, just bake the cake and I'll come and decorate it myself.
Wow. Where do you see Sweetintins in the next 5 years?
I see Sweetintins as a global brand, but still doing bespoke work. I've never sought to like have a storefront. It's not on my radar. It's never been. But probably have a cake academy where we focus more on like innovations, merging different facets. So the technology, the mechanical, the science of cake making, and
dream.
sort of bringing it together in a place where someone can learn to be an innovative cake artist. And I think that's the sort of space that I see.
If you had one word for women chasing their passion, what would it be?
Resilience.
Would you think that your journey has been one of resilience?
Yeah. Because
more than perseverance?
No, yeah, resilience. Because, I mean, I've received a lot of knocks. A lot of things haven't gone entirely the way I want with every job. But I think, you know, there are certain things that, certain times or certain situations that you go through, and then you think that this is it. This is the breaking point. Like,
I'm not doing it anymore.
I'm done.
I'm done.
I've had those times and those meltdowns several times. Like, sometimes I say, okay, this is it. Sweetintins is over. I have a master's degree.
You're going back to find a job.
Like, because there are certain times and certain days where I ask myself, why do I like to worry myself like this? And then I think 9 to 5,
you wouldn't enjoy it. You would run quickly back to that studio and start again.
Sometimes the peace.
I know. You think the grass is always greener on the other side.
Yeah.
And there's so many people who would like to be in your shoes.
Yes.
But we're so proud of you.
Thank you so
much.
And
we're not going to let you go yet, because there's a lighter side to the show. You told us your story. Now it's for me to quiz you, and I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
But it's just simple questions.
Okay.
Simple answers. We'll move this way.
Okay.
To a lighter place. So viewers, we're going to go for a commercial break, and when we come back, it's her quick fire round. Welcome back. It's time for our quick fire round. But before then, I'd like to acknowledge our sponsors, Gino Tomato Mix, Gino Jollof Mix, Gino Onion and Pepper Mix. Gino truly cares. Now, are you ready, Dzifa?
Yep.
So today I have renamed our quick fire round to the Sweet 10 quick fire round. Normally our fire round questions are around 5, but I think that you're worthy of 10.
Wow, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, buttercream or fondant?
Buttercream.
Buttercream. Why?
It's yummy.
True.
It's yummy.
I'm going to ask you a question which I think I know the answer to, but chocolate cake or velvet cake? Red velvet.
Chocolate.
Chocolate. I knew it had to be chocolate. Wedding or birthday cake?
Wedding.
Why?
I love love.
I know.
I just like
incurable romantic.
Like terribly.
Oh
so.
my goodness. Bake at night or early morning?
I'm a night owl.
You are?
Yeah. I know it's not good, but I tend to do my best work at night. Yeah.
So what's a typical time to go to bed for you?
It's not to go to bed. It's not to go
It's bad for your health.
I know. And you know, the thing is, my mom is a doctor, so she's always like, it's a new war, it's a new war, it's a new war. Like yesterday, I had a cake that was due in the morning, but I had an event that ran late. So I got back to the studio around 10, and the client was picking up their order at 7 a.m. So I was like, no. If I don't make this cake now, there's no way I'll wake up in time.
So you came, it ran late, and you made the cake.
I worked through the night. I finished the cake at 6 a.m.
Wow.
The client, just before the client came.
7.
So I let my assistant.
What's your staff strength?
Just 2.
Just 2?
Yeah.
All of this fancy dancing from the sky.
I mean, I have temps that I bring in
when
as and when. But like I said, I operate a very lean,
which is good.
I mean, and even the 2 is, my driver is so it's not like so 1 assistant, main full-time assistant, and also because it's food.
You don't want too many people.
Yes, so like the baking, it's mainly my assistant and I.
Okay.
And then the decorating and the outer part.
It's just you.
The
two of you.
I get other people in, like especially the beading.
Okay.
It's very sequential.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not rocket science. If every 3 counts you're putting in a pearl or a crystal, it's very methodical. So it's not something that you need a particular skill set to do. So it's just something. Yeah.
Dream celebrity client to bake for?
It was Davido, but I missed that.
Oh, did you pitch?
No, I didn't.
You should.
But I remember I dreamt of making Joe Metal's wedding cake, and I did. Oh. And I had a dream that I made Davido's cake. I was like,
it didn't happen.
Where did that dream pass? But yeah.
Maybe when he gets to Nigeria and he's having another ceremony, you
but he's had all.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, that was a trad. And then this was the white one. So maybe there'll be a second trad. Maybe the baby's first. The baby's already. Gosh, what am I talking about?
They've already had their first birthday.
The opportunity will come for sure. Don't worry. Favorite Ghanaian comfort food? Yam or plantain?
Puna, yam.
Puna, yam. Wow. Heels or sneakers?
Flats.
For comfort. Beach holiday or city escape?
Oh, I'm a shopaholic. Like
Are
my
you?
friends, like we had a girls trip to Dubai in February, and my friends, like they said I'm a closet shopaholic because they all could not imagine. Like we'll wake up and go to the mall, and literally I keep hours walking. They're like, aren't you tired? Then you see that they'll sit down and they're like, no, we are tired, we're sitting down. And I'm like, okay, I'm continuing, like, and I'll keep going.
You will grow out of it, trust me.
Oh no.
From one shopaholic to another, you'll grow out of it.
My mother at 76 is still a shopaholic. Like literally, she goes to the mall and like can spend the whole day, even now.
I hate shopping.
I think it's in my blood now.
Oh, no, I hate shopping. Totally hate shopping. I'm an e-shopper.
Oh, wow.
Yes. I don't like physical stores, and I hate
love
the
it.
sales. No, I'm never looking for a bargain. No way.
Oh.
No. You won't catch me.
I'm a shopper.
Yeah.
I'm a shopper.
One word friends use to describe you, shopaholic.
Sweet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. I think so. I think
but
you're
some of my
sweet.
friends say I'm sweet.
That's why you're Sweetintins.
Exactly.
If your life were a cake, what flavor would it be?
It will be a vanilla sponge with a cardamom infusion in like champagne.
Oh,
so
wow.
like a lot of spice and fizz and yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
And have you done that? Have you tried it before? That particular
Yes, I have
flavor,
actually. Yeah.
flavor combo?
I love cardamom.
You do? Your favorite spice?
Yeah. Undoubtedly. Cinnamon, I think cardamom is just so, it has like a floral sort of vibe. And it's just so distinctive. Like, I love cardamom. I love cardamom. I can have it in tea.
I must order that vanilla sponge with a cardamom infusion.
Yeah.
And see what, but I don't like tea either.
You
So
don't?
Oh, no. Why do I want it?
So I do it as either an infusion in the champagne. So I actually uncork like even a bottle of Prosecco and put the cardamom in it. And
That's nice.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah.
We have to think about. We have to look into that. But I hope you've enjoyed your time here with us because I have thoroughly enjoyed sitting with you.
Likewise.
I see you in places, and now I can say, "Oh, I know Dzifa. I know her story." A lot of us know you on social media and all the creativity.
Thank you.
But it's nice to hear it from the horse's mouth how it all got started and what keeps you going. And we, on the Today's Woman show, wish you the very best. One day maybe you can do something for TV3, but me personally, I'm looking forward to that vanilla sponge.
Telling my friend when I was, I think 12, was the first time I saw you.
Oh my goodness!
On the Today's Woman show.
Oh, don't tell
TV3.
everybody. Oh my God!
And it's the weirdest thing. One of my friends at the time said to me that, I know in the future you'll be on the Today's Woman show. And I was telling my mom that I'm going to call him today and tell him that
I've got goosebumps hearing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's so many people that are doing amazing things. And last week we had a lady who had been on the show 11 years prior.
Wow.
And it's just amazing.
It was such an inspiration for me growing up. I used to watch it every Saturday.
I tell people all the time, I kick and scream when I have to do Today's Woman. But when I get on set, I meet the most amazing women. And even as a woman, the inspiration I get from there helps me along my own personal journey.
It's amazing.
So
it's an amazing
I'm so happy
show.
to have met you.
Likewise.
You are the star now, you know that. But I'm not going to let you go without our signature hamper from our sponsors.
Sure.
I tell people all the time that it helps them shorten their grocery list. Yes, so everything on your shopping list now.
Thank
so
you.
You can make something for the family.
Thank you so much. So I also have something for you.
Oh, I love surprises! Cake goes with anything.
Yes.
This is amazing.
So here you go, a bundt cake for you to have.
Thank you so much. I know this one deserves a hand. Thank
My
you
pleasure.
so
Thank
much.
you for having me.
Thank you. And you'll certainly be hearing from us. So it's an exchange of gifts.
Exactly.
It tells me the kind of person that you are.
Thank you.
So viewers, you've heard Dzifa's story. Now it's time for Trendy Woman.
Digital detox. How to reclaim your time from your phone in 5 simple steps. In today's world, our phones feel like an extra limb. Always buzzing, always demanding attention. But sometimes we need to pause and take back control. A digital detox doesn't mean throwing your phone away. It means creating healthier habits with it. Here are 5 simple steps to reclaim your time. Step 1. Track your usage. Awareness is the first step. Know where your time is going. Step 2. Turn off non-essential notifications. Every buzz pulls you away from what matters. Step 3. Set boundaries. Create phone-free zones, like your dining table or bedroom. Step 4. Schedule screen breaks. Replace scrolling with a walk, a chat, or a quick read. Step 5. Reconnect with yourself. Use the extra time for rest, reflection, or meaningful connections. Because when you control your phone, you reclaim your time and your peace of mind.
Welcome back. I hope the information there will help some of us put our phones down, because it's time that we try to do a bit of digital detoxification. It's highly important for our sanity. Now it's time for the woman on the move.
My name is Mary Dzifa Tawiah. I'm the CEO of Ice Lolly Abele Walls Ice Cream. I'm located at Adabraka. My business journey started when I attended my brother-in-law's wedding and I visited the ice cream stand, and I realized it was different from the ones on the market. A typical day, I go to the market to buy my stocks and come back to prepare them and supply to my customers. As a startup business, the demand is too high and I have to work overnight to satisfy my customers. When I started, I was expecting my friends and family to support me. To my surprise, the support wasn't enough as I expected. In the next few years, I see Ice Lolly Abele Walls to be a big brand nationwide and also supply to supermarkets and formulate new flavors. My advice to the youth is to never give up on their dreams. They should start small and it will grow eventually.
I hope you enjoyed our Woman on the Move story. From sugar and flour to bold, edible masterpieces. I hope you find Dzifa's story as inspirational as insightful. Her journey reminds us that passion, when paired with innovation and courage, can take us from the kitchen to the world stage. As always, my sincerest gratitude goes to the brand that truly cares, Gino, with their tomato mix, jollof mix, onion and pepper mix, and my peeps, Ezo Aesthetics, for making me enjoy being made up. A big thanks to you two, my viewers, for choosing to sit with us this last hour, and for all my budding entrepreneurs out there. Until next time, always remember, you are called, you are chosen, you are today's woman.
Today's Woman is brought to you by
Gino Pomo Tomato Mix.